What's going on, guys? Hey, the first time I saw this video, I was terrified. But before I say anything, let's roll the clip.
The drugs were there. I did not put the narcotics there.
First up, we head to Jackson County, Florida, for the trial of Zachary Wester. The former sheriff's deputy was charged with 67 counts of racketeering, fabricating evidence, false imprisonment, and possession of controlled substances. Wester's accused of planting drugs in a dozen vehicles during random traffic stops.
A substance that appears to be an illegal narcotic. Do you know anything about that?
I do not.
All of the drivers denied owning the drugs, but yet most were subsequently arrested.
You have the right to remain silent.
The arrest caused suspicion internally, and in 2018, Wester was suspended.
Now, let us hold it here for a second. Let me tell you why I was terrified when I saw this. Now, being a Christian, this is from a Christian point of view. The world have a different system or a different way of handling things. But when I saw this, I already was terrified of police. And because I didn't have the proper wisdom and knowledge in how to approach a police officer, I would act out. I've been tossed in jail by them. Have been beaten by them, have been accused by them, almost been tasered a couple times by them. So I had a dislike for them. And when I saw this video or this documentary, I was even more terrified because I'm saying, how can I win? How can I win against them? They got the power. And I would say, God, what's going on? Let's continue to roll the clip.
3 years later, the case went to trial. He pleaded not guilty to all charges.
This is a case about an abuse of an incredible power, about the abuse of the incredible trust that we all put, and we have to put, in law enforcement in a society.
The prosecution relied on the defendant's own body cam footage to help argue their case. Stephen Van, a convicted felon, had recently gotten out of jail when Wester supposedly found methamphetamine in his car.
Have you ever seen this before?
No, what is that?
I'm just trying to figure out how that stuff got in your car. You're gonna go to jail today for possession of methamphetamine, okay?
Oh man, dude, I'm serious, dude.
This broke my heart, right? It's like, all of them broke my heart. But you just got out of jail, probably got out on good behavior. You acknowledge your mistakes, you have messed up in life, and now you got out of jail, getting a fresh start. And guess what happened? You're being tossed in jail again. And for sure, it's nothing on your part but this police officer. And guess what? He's going to get away with it. That's what's in my head. And that's why I was so terrified. Like, God, how can you live in this world with people like this?
Anything, what you want me to do, man?
Like the other drivers who testified, Van gave the officer permission to search his car because he claims he had nothing to hide.
And I knew my truck was clean. I knew it was.
While the jury got to watch most of the traffic stops, some recordings had mysteriously disappeared.
Why in the world would that have been deleted? I wish I knew that answer.
Ironically, body cam footage would become the strongest element in the prosecution's case, especially when it came to Teresa Odom.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
At first, the officer's polite, even playful.
Anything in the vehicle I need to be concerned about? Bombs, hand grenades, rocket launchers? Okay.
While Odom stands behind the vehicle, Wester begins his search. Notice as he prepares to put his gloves on, there's a small item in his left hand. Prosecutors argue that Wester is palming a small bag of meth, which he claims to find next to a spoon in the vehicle.
Miss Odom.
It is yogurt, sir.
I know. Okay.
It's yogurt.
How about this, though?
That is not mine. No, sir.
Okay.
Now, the white small plastic baggie that was in that spoon that the deputy just showed you on this video, had you ever seen that before?
No, sir.
Was that in your car?
No, sir.
As far as
You know, and what is sad in this, he's picking on those who appear to be less fortunate. And sometimes you don't have the money to fight the system. So what happened? You give in. Now you end up with a record, or you have to do time in jail, and then you have to start all over. Then you come out again, and the same thing keep happening. It's like you can't win against the system.
As motive, the prosecution claims the 28-year-old officer was ambitious and wanted to move to narcotics as quickly as possible. Wester testified he never planted any drugs.
The drugs were there. I did not put the narcotics there.
And after 5 days and several witnesses, the jury was asked to render a verdict. If Wester's found guilty on all charges, he could spend the rest of his life behind bars. After 7 hours, the jury returns with its verdict.
In the state of Florida versus Zachary Tyler Wester, we, the jury, find as follows as to the counts charged and the information. Count 1, guilty of racketeering as charged.
The clerk went on to read the verdicts on all 67 charges.
Count 7, guilty of official misconduct as charged.
In total, the crooked officer was found guilty on 19 charges.
Count 9, guilty of official misconduct as charged. Count 10, guilty of official misconduct as charged.
Including misconduct in the arrests of Van and Teresa Odom. 11 of the 12 drivers filed civil lawsuits against Wester. In July 2021, he was sentenced to 12 and a half years in a state prison.
Now, back this up. Now, as I said before, this was very fearful for me when I first saw this. And I would get like, man, I don't even want to go out in public. I just want to sit home and watch Jerry Springer all day. Why work? Why even care about life if you're going to do everything in your will to be a good citizen, and you have officers like this who plant evidence to frame you? And things like this make me start to lose faith. Like, God, is the system stronger than you? And I'm here serving a great God, one that is all powerful, one that is omnipotent, omniscient, name it. This is the God that I'm serving, but it seems like the system is going to win. And even though this person got arrested, the damage already done. And now they have to go through a lawsuit to get some sort of compensation for what this man have done. But you see, and even though these people at the end was not guilty, many times it's still on your record. So now, I would have think that, hey, this officer accused this person of this, do a fingerprint and those evidence to see if the other person fingerprint was on there. You know, do that. Do something to prove. If the footage has been deleted, you cannot accuse these person of this. And I'm thinking of all the ways that the system could improve. But no, without even a fingerprint analysis, without even with the body camera footage been deleted over and over, these people have been still tossed in jail. And it's like, God, and again, I'm coming from a Christian perspective of how can you allow this? And that's when it dawned upon me. If I'm a Christian, a genuine believer, and not someone who just say that they're a Christian, in order to beat the system, as a believer, you have to be a committed Christian. Now, God has had mercy on all people, including these, whether they are Christians or not. But if I'm trusting in God, who I've surrendered my life to, and what I was surrendering to, I'm surrendering that He will lead me and guide me. I'm surrendering to the fact of what the Bible says, that He will adopt me as His dear child. So God, and I'm surrendering also to God's sovereignty, that not even a bird, a sparrow, can fall from the sky without Him okaying it. This is what I'm surrendering. I'm surrendering to Him as my Lord, my God, my Savior. So, by me surrendering to that, believing that, I don't have to fear. I don't have to. I don't have to fear the system. I don't have to fear anything out there, because I confess and surrender to the truth of God's word. So God will lead me and guide me into the path, and He will protect me. So if I am surrendered to God and His word, and He allow me to go to jail because of a wicked person like this, who can just lie and don't even care if an innocent woman or an innocent person goes to jail, God will protect me from evil people like this. And they only can plant evidence, can toss me in jail, only if God allows it. On my part, I just need to continue to be faithful to God and serve Him with a whole heart. Because when I'm in the will of God, I'm protected from all evil man. And evil man cannot do a thing to me unless He allow it. But you see, you can't have both. I can't fear God and put in my trust in God, then I let the system control my mind and my thought. That's how I was before. What if this happened? What if this cop happened? Plant this evidence here. What if this police officer accused me of something I've never done? What if? I don't have to fear anymore. I don't even fear who's going to be the next president, because I know God is sovereign and He's in control. This may not be the popular message. This may not be something that people promote, we promote like I gotta get him before he gets me. And nothing wrong with you. We should educate ourselves in the law, know what the law said, know what a police officer role is and what your role is. We should be well educated in this system. Even if I'm traveling to another state where the law may change, I want to educate myself in that area also. But I still have to be reminded that my greatest education should be as a Christian. I'm not talking to the unbelievers or those who have not made a commitment to Christ. This is not applicable to you unless you're going to surrender yourself to God. But I have to be reminded that God is my Father, and He has all power, all knowledge. He cannot make mistake. He can't mess up. I'm safe in His hand. A matter of fact, I'm in a better hand than Allstate because I'm serving a sovereign God. And as I said, I just keep reminding myself of that. Now I feel more at peace that God is with me and He will never forsake or leave me. Thanks for listening again. Please like and please subscribe. Peace out.